welcome to my channel. I hope you are having a fabulous day. My name's Danita. I'm new to YouTube and I am going to talk about things that are Disney and Harry Potter, crafting, just all kinds of different fandom things that I am into and hopefully you're into as well. Today I want to start off with talking about the world of custom fabric. Custom fabric is one of my biggest addictions. It is something that I just recently found, probably in December, January timeframe. And I already have a collection of custom fabric that you could probably clothe my entire office in. But when you get started in custom fabric, it's a whole different ballgame than buying fabric at Joann's or Hobby Lobby or Walmart or whatever you have close to you. And there's a lot of things that are very confusing and a lot of things I see people ask questions on every single day. So I thought I would go ahead and talk about the world of custom fabric, talk about how you find the fabric, what it takes to get the fabric, the different options, and share a couple of the companies I've purchased from in the past. So to buy custom fabric, there's really four main ways that you can do that. The first one is through a pre-sale. So there's all these groups on Facebook. I think they're on Instagram as well, but there's all these groups on Facebook and you go in and you join them. I always recommend starting with who's running what, and I'll link all this down below, but who's running what will have different fabric groups come on and post what they have coming up. And that will help you know which ones kind of have your style of fabric. From who's running what, you then would pick a fabric company that you like, join their group, and they'll have instructions on their pre-sale. Pre-sale custom fabric usually runs anywhere between about $20 to about $25, somewhere in that range per yard. It is not cheap fabric. The quality is not cheap, the art's not cheap. The fabric it's well worth the money. It's in pre-sale. You're going to go in and you're going to order this fabric and it's going to come in anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks later, depending on the company. So the first thing you want to do when you join a group is take a look at their files, see what their policies are, their shipments are, their payment options are. Typically, most companies offer layaway, and then some offer SEZZLE or other things like SEZZLE. SEZZLE is a credit program, so you can make payments. It's 4 equal monthly payments. I've had some SEZZLE payments as low as $7 and some that we're not gonna quite say how high they were. But I love SEZZLE, and a lot of times whether or not a company takes SEZZLE makes a difference in whether or not I purchase from that company. There is some companies that don't take anything but straight up paid off right there in full. That is a lot harder to do, especially if you're working on a project that needs several yards of fabric or fabric and panels. I mean, it can get very, very expensive. So a lot of times I will skip over those groups because paying in full, although that's fantastic, paying in full for one fabric means that I may miss out on something else that I want. However, if all I need is a yard of fabric, obviously I'm paying for that in full. Trying not to get in debt over this, but those are the options that are there for you. The second option for purchasing custom fabric is retail. So if it's a popular fabric group, retail is much, much harder to get. Retail fabric starts at $25 a yard for most companies. They can go up to about $30 for a few. If it's a popular print, people are in there like it was Black Friday looking for, you know, a dollar TV. I mean, it is insane trying to get something on retail from a popular company. Some companies sell out of their retail in about 5 minutes or less. So that is something you want to keep in mind. You're paying more for retail and there is the stress of, am I going to get this? Am I going to get this? So if you need a fabric, a certain fabric, maybe you have a customer that's requested it, or your little girl wants a princess dress in this fabric. Retail's not the way that you're going to want to go. It needs to be more of a backup because you missed the pre-sale, not knowing about that group, that type of thing. The third way to get custom fabric is in buy, sell, trade. Buy, sell, trade, there's 4 or 5 different groups that I'm a member of, and I don't follow, because buy, sell, trade is the worst way to buy fabric. If you go into a buy, sell, trade, something that was $23 on pre-sale is going to be about $40 to $50. Sometimes $40 to $50 for half a yard, and for one company in particular, some of their stuff goes for $150 to $300 a yard. I don't know about you, but even if I had that money, I am not spending it on a yard of fabric. There are so many better options out there and so much else I could do with that kind of money. But that is something to keep in mind. It is there if you need it. If you're willing to spend that, that's an option for you. And then the last option is for small crafters. If you make ears or buttons or lanterns, any of those smaller things, and you don't need full cuts of fabric, Tumbler Cuts is definitely the way to go. I actually really love Tumbler Cuts. I buy Tumbler Cuts probably more often than anything else because I use them to make ears, lanterns, buttons, lanyards, bows. There's all kinds of things you can do with a Tumbler Cut. Now, there's a lot of groups out there for it. There's sites on Etsy for it. I really like one called Small Cuts. With Small Cuts, the woman who runs it, Laura, she will go in and show the things that are coming up on pre-sale. You can go in with her and purchase yours. Your cut's usually about $3.25, and one Tumbler Cut will make a pair of ears, a lantern. It will make lots and lots and lots of buttons and small things. So depending on what you're trying to do, you're saving a ton of money. It takes, I think, 16 small cuts to make a yard. So obviously if you're going for yardage, that is not the way to go. But I'm going to show you a few of these fabrics and tell you a little bit about some of the stores that I shop from and their policies, and just kind of give you an overview on that. So I'm going to start off with showing you small Tumbler Cuts. Now with Tumbler Cuts, because I buy these from Etsy and other sellers and groups like Small Cuts, I may not know who actually made the fabric. So if you do know who made the fabric on them and you want to post it below, I'll definitely want to know that. So here's just a few of the Tumbler Cuts that I've got. This is one of my favorites. So the thing about Tumbler Cuts to remember is, although this is plenty to make an ear or to a set of ears, you're not getting the whole print when you get a Tumbler Cut. And because of that, if you want 2 ears with the same picture on both, one Tumbler Cut may not be enough. So make sure if you're ordering it for ears that you let them know that you need to have certain prints in the picture, and sometimes you need to buy 2 Tumbler Cuts. So for this one, it has quite a few different prints that are not showing on here, stitched in all kinds of different areas. So I ordered, I think, 3 Tumbler Cuts of this so that I could get exactly what I wanted. And then I used the leftover bits, like for instance this with the birds here. That's gonna make a really cool like lanyard pull, or there's just so much you can do with the leftover fabrics. So if you buy 2 cuts and you ask for it to be continuous, it's going to come to you like this. So that's a much bigger piece. This may even be, no, I think it is 2 cuts. When it's continuous, it's going to be one big piece instead of 2 small cuts. And that better ensures that you don't end up with something cut off, like this stitch here. You know, he's kind of cut off there. It makes him hard to use for a lot of projects. In that same Tumbler Cut family, you kind of see the difference. So as you can see, there's quite a variety in Tumbler Cuts. See this one, the princesses in the stained glass. I'll put some pictures up of some of these at the end, so you can get a better look. Oh, this one, I've cut an ear out of this one, but just want you to see the variety of prints and things that you're not going to find anywhere else. I say way too much. So this is 2 tumbler cuts, and you see if it were cut as one, it would make quite a few of these not usable. So if you're getting 2 cuts, make sure that you get them continuous. The thing about custom fabric too is they go out there. They go into fantasy quite a bit. You know, there's some Rebel princesses. I think I put some other fantasy ones in here. Oh, this one. Here's a crossover between Disney and Harry Potter. Isn't that fantastic? I love that one. This fabric, this is the one that I was telling you about that was selling for up to $300 a yard. It is absolutely beautiful. I would not have paid it, but it's beautiful. They actually did another pre-sale on this one, and it sold out in like 5 minutes. But you can get Harry Potter, Disney characters. Oh, this is probably my favorite. The Disney snacks. I actually made some ears out of these, and they're beautiful. They do popcorn buckets. I know popcorn buckets are super popular right now. Classic Disney. And then they also have things that aren't Disney at all. They have tons of things. If you have a fandom or an interest, there is a fabric for you. There's Chick-fil-A has a fabric. Subway has a fabric. There's fabric for everybody. I'm going to go ahead now and talk about some of the companies that I purchased and show you the different fabric options. And when I do, if I know any of the information about them, I'm going to share that as well. So I'm going to start, and I have notes here because I will forget, with this one. This is a Harry Potter Starry Night mashup. And again, I'm going to put pictures down below, but this is made out of a bamboo lycra. It is super drapey. I mean, it is just, check that drape out. It is beautiful. It will make a great skirt or anything that you want to be flowy. This is a great fabric for. And this one was made by Sweet and Charmed Fabric Mail. You can find them on Facebook, or their website is fabricmail.com. I'm going to link it below. They offer lay-by, which is similar to layaway. They don't, as far as I could tell, offer SEZZLE, but layaway is an option there, and I could be wrong about SEZZLE, so don't hold me to that. Next, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go through these kind of quick because I have a few companies I want to show you. This one is FIREFLIEZ. FIREFLIEZ is the first company I purchased from. I have an order right now was a pre-sale that maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, so I have a while to wait still. That's Orange Bird. Super, super excited about Orange Bird. I wanted this one because Pete's Dragon, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but dragons are my favorite. Pete's Dragon, Figment, I love them. And this one has the Electrical Parade, which it was my favorite parade when I was a kid. I used to have that record, the one with it all printed on the front and it spinned around. I want that record back so bad. But as you can see, it's got the Electrical Parade. It's called Dazzling Lights, and it's just, beautiful fabric. This one is cotton lycra, so it's a nice thick fabric. It makes really good shirts. It's actually what I usually use it for. Cotton lycra is also my preference for making ears. I like how it stretches around. I use a E6000 glue for my ears because I just think it gives it the best fit, and it stretches so well with it. So they also did with that a panel. So show it to you the right way around. Let's see that panel. So this would be like the front of a shirt or the front of a bag. Cotton lycra is not the best for bags. You do have to stabilize it if you're going to use it for bags, but you can, and it will work. I usually would suggest woven for that though. I think a lot of people will like this one. So this one was by Wanderlust. Now I have another order because they actually did this one again on pre-sale, And I had bought this on buy sell trade when I was just getting started, paid way too much for way too little fabric, but on pre-sale I went ahead and bought a couple yards of it because it is my kind of some of my favorites. I'm really into books, and see, we have Belle and Hermione, and they're having a tea party with Mrs. Potts and Chip, and just hanging out in the library and reading. You can kind of see the books in the background. It's beautiful blues. I mean, it's very, beautiful fabric. I bought it in cotton lycra. I think I bought the pre-order in cotton lycra as well, although I kind of would have liked a bag. I'm not sure that I got woven. And then there's a panel to match it. So I ordered a new panel as well. This one's small. It's a good size for a bag. I will probably stabilize this one and make a bag for it. And for that same company, I bought my favorite sidekick, Hey Hey. And check out the colors. I mean, they're so vibrant and it's so beautiful. And again, this is cotton lycra, so it drapes, but it doesn't have the kind of drape as that bamboo has. And it has a good stretch to it. These are going to become leggings. I'm pretty excited about these leggings. So anyways, Hey Hey. These are both from Wanderlust. Wanderlust does offer SEZZLE payments, and they really have quite a bit of variety, as you can see. They don't seem to be in competition with the rest of the companies. They always seem to have something that's just different. Next, I'm going to move on to some Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure I have some Kingdom Hearts fans out there, and I actually bought probably 5 or 6 different companies Kingdom Hearts, but we're just going to show you 2 today. So this one, see the baddies, and then I bought a heartless panel to go with it, but I did not pull that out. But again, I bought cotton lycra. I like cotton lycra because you can make shirts and leggings with it, and as far as clothes go, that's about my talent. But I do buy cotton lycra quite a bit. And then I can't see where I wrote that down. Oh, there we go. That one is Silver Fox, and Silver Fox offers lay-by only if you've purchased over $100 in fabric. Easy to do, but something to keep in mind. And then this is my favorite Kingdom Hearts fabric. This one was by Sugar Ink. So I didn't find out about them until retail was all that was left. And I actually bought the last of the retail that they had. And this is one of the few fabrics I would buy sell trade for now. Not $300 buy sell trade, but I would buy sell trade because this fabric's fantastic. And all of my family wants something in this fabric. But as you can see, it's the stained glass from Kingdom Hearts. The color is beautiful. I just really wish I could have gotten more of this fabric. I think I got like a half a yard of this. It's got a good drape. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet because I don't have very much of it, and everybody wants something out of it. But if they ever make it again, I'm going to buy them out. I also managed to get a small piece of canvas. My eyes are going everywhere. The lights are much brighter than you would think. And this canvas is going to be part of a craft project that I'm going to do on here in a couple weeks, where I'm going to redo the chair that I'm currently sitting in and recover it with this fabric. And I'm super excited about that. Hopefully none of my kids will steal that out of my house, but there's a good chance they will. I'm going to move these out of the way real fast. Woo. See, and this is maybe a quarter of my fabric. I highly doubt it's even a quarter of my fabric. Okay, so this is Lily Rose fabric, and I have quite a bit of Lily Rose here. I don't know that I'll necessarily show you all of it. I really like them. I seem to always be buying from them. They have continuous pre-orders, so they're a little bit different from other groups in that they pretty much always have a pre-order going, and their pre-orders end. They order that lot, and sometimes they bring that lot back and do it again. However, they do take a really long time to come in. I was waiting on this for at least the full 12 weeks. So I am a Slither Claw. So I bought Slytherin and Slytherin and Ravenclaw Harry Potter owls. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them yet. And then I also bought their full color owls. So again, this is just, it's awesome to see how their imagination works, and I love it. And then they do a lot of toppers. So this is, no, yeah, you can see it. It's a topper for a baby blanket. However, in our house, it's going to be made into some kind of a quilt. They do princesses. Her eyes are a little weird on that one. I'm not sure how I feel about that. This one, if my sister is watching, this one I actually bought for my sister as a surprise. So, Melissa, surprise! That'll be coming in the mail to you when I get to the mail. My sister and I are not always the best at getting things to each other. And then this one I got specifically to make a shirt out of to go with those Hey Hey leggings. Moana is just one of my favorite movies, and I love that. And they also do a good selection of the glitter fabric. It's not, so this is cotton lycra glitter. It's not actual glitter. It is smooth, it is soft. It is just made to look like glitter. Some companies really knock it out of the park, and some prints really knock it out of the park. Like on camera, this looks really glittery. In person, not quite as much. So not my favorite of the glitters, but I do buy a lot of their glitter just because I like my things to coordinate. And as you can see, you know, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and they also have great sales there. So I definitely recommend Lily Rose Fabric. They offer SEZZLE. So we're about to get to the big name in fabric here, but I want to show you one more thing. These are the coordinates. This is MK Fabrics, also coordinate fabric. As far as I could see, it was layaway only. I thought that I used SEZZLE with them, but I couldn't find it on the website. So again, don't hold me to it, but I don't think they take SEZZLE. And these are coordinates I bought to go with the next company. But as you can see, there's the Epcot. This print matches the other perfectly, so I'm going to actually keep it out so I can show you it together in a minute. And then this one goes with some Pandora fabric that I recently bought, and they worked together to do a coordinate. Both of them are cotton lycra. Both of those I got on pre-order. And that brings us to Backstitch. Okay. So Backstitch Fabric is probably the most popular company out there. Their fabric is beautiful. The quality is fantastic. As I show you this, and I've shown you a few of their designs in the small cuts, Tumbler Cuts. As I show you this, you'll understand they are absolutely beautiful. However, their pre-orders are capped, and because they are capped, their pre-orders sell out. And I think the last one was about 5 minutes. The first one after they brought in the cap, sold out in 30 minutes. So I did get that pre-order. That was the last one that I got from them, and I got their last retail. But for me, the stress of trying to get the things that I want, it's not worth it. They don't offer SEZZLE, they don't offer layaway. Their fabric is on the more expensive end to begin with, and then when it resells for insane amounts, and I just not a big fan of that. I don't feel like that's really the best way. Now I understand why they did the cap. They needed more time for their family. I totally support that. However, people get in there super fast, buy up all of the fabric, and then put it on resale for huge amounts of money. So those of us like me who can't afford that huge amounts of money just kind of do without. So beautiful fabric, definitely recommend the fabric. If you're one of those people who love an auction and love the excitement, you're gonna love this company. I'm gonna show you a couple of things. This was from their Pandora. So I kind of like how they sell their panels because they come in groupings. So this is a group of 3 panels for Pandora. Their panels are absolutely huge. So the ones I've got here are cotton woven. And I mean, I can't even get it all in the frame. It's huge. So it would work for skirts, for shirts, for bags, for anything. They also did this coordinate to go with it. And then this was their main fabric. So if you're a Pandora fan, you'll see it has all the bright lights of Pandora, all the color. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It just kind of tells the whole story. So the artists in this company are amazing. I wish there was a better way for the sale itself. So let me kind of show you these together with the coordinate I got from MK Coordinates. And I do have this coming in cotton lycra, it just hasn't arrived yet. And that's another part of it, which I'll explain here in a second. So here's one of the panels, coordinate, main, and the coordinate from the other company. I wish I had them all in the same fabric. It would kind of give a better idea. But I'll post pictures of them together at the end. And then this one. So, you know I love dragons. I've mentioned it. I will probably mention it a lot. I love Figment. I went to Epcot for the opening. I don't know if we were there on the first week or just first day or just the first week, but my grandparents took me. They had tickets from my grandpa's work, and I love Figment. I've loved Figment since the beginning. I haven't seen the changes to Figment because I haven't been in a while, so we'll see how I feel after this trip, but I wanted Figment everything when I saw this. So I do have woven as well, but not in the panels, but I have a lot to show you in this one. So this is one of the panels. It says, 2 tiny wings, eyes big and yellow, horns of a steer, but a lovable fellow. From head to tail, he's royal purple pigment, and there, voila, you've got Figment. And of course, this panel's huge. When I went to get it on retail, they had sold out of the kid sizes, which is what I wanted for a bag. So what I have is huge. I think for this, it's really got to be a shirt. I'm not sure I can think of anything else for it, but if you do, let me know. And then I also got this one because, like I said, they come in sets of 2. The kids ones, I think, come in sets of 3. And it just says One Little Spark. And again, I really wish I had this in a smaller one because it would make such a great front for a bag. I've also got their main print. If you're a Figment fan, I don't think there's any way you're not going to fall in love with this fabric. I've got a pair of half-done ears from it, and then I just have a piece of it hanging on my wall in a frame because it's art. And there's so much going on here. I mean, just so much to see. And then you can see it with the coordinate from MK. I mean, it's busy together, but it's great. We've matched ours up with some yellow in the woven to make a bag. It would look really good with purple as well, or blue. So I didn't take any woven out to show you, but I did bring some Minky out. This is going to be a blanket. So I don't, you can kind of see the texture there. Very drapey, super soft. I mean, so this is going to be a blanket. Their Minky is single-sided. There are some companies that do double-sided, which is my preference because then you can just put a trim on it and you're kind of done. This has been sitting here a while because I got this on pre-order. The rest of it I got on retail. But beautiful fabric. The thing to know about Backstitch is that their cotton lycra is sold on one site, and then their woven and Minky are sold on another site. So not only are you dealing with pre-orders where you're trying to get in and get your stuff before everybody else, but you have to go to 2 different sites. So, and this cost you on shipping, but what I had to do was I went in and I ordered the print. Then I went in, paid for that, then went back in and ordered the panels because they were slightly less important, but that's why I missed out on the child size panels. And then I went over to the woven site or I would go over to the woven site. In this case, I didn't need woven because I'd already gotten it on pre-order. This was the first pre-order that I did. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, and that's how I ended up with the Minky. I ended up with Minky and woven when I really needed a cotton lycra, but I didn't understand at the time. And that was back before the caps, so it was a much easier experience. I do have some amazing fabric coming from them from a couple pre-orders back. That is a Sketchy Villains and Tower of Terror, and I can't wait to show you that when it comes in. But again, Backstitch Fabrics, most popular fabric place out there. You can't not love their fabric. You can't not love their quality. Their site, Facebook group is always going with great ideas. They actually have a buy, sell, trade Facebook group. They have an unofficial Facebook group. They have a sewing room Facebook group, and then they have the main group. So, I mean, it's everywhere. If you buy it and don't like it, it's going to sell for a profit. I don't recommend doing that. I think it's a not very friendly to your neighbor's way of doing things. It's like price gouging on anything else. It's just, in my opinion, it's not the best thing to do as far as humanity goes. But if you buy something and genuinely don't like it, there is a markup there. You can go onto the buy, sell, trade pages and just see what that fabric's going for and charge that. I would never charge $300 for it. However, in most cases, I will charge what the going rate is. So I sold some of my Figment fabric, and it was a yard of fabric, and I think it was about double what I paid for it. I felt really bad about that, so I just don't know how I could go higher than that. So if I bought something that went that high, I don't know. Anyways, so that's the world of custom fabric. I'm gonna put some pictures at the end, and then I'm going to link everything down below. If you have any questions about custom fabric groups or what groups to join besides the ones I link below, definitely feel free to reach out to me. And I would really love to see what you're sewing with custom fabric. So I should be back hopefully in a couple days. I have three unboxings to do this week for mystery boxes, subscription boxes. I did Bippity Boppity Boxes, I did Magic at Your Door, and then I did Bippity Boppity Boxes Wizard Vault. I love saying it, but it is so hard to say. So I did 3 of them, and they should all be in this week, next week. I also have a huge box lunch haul that should be in this week, and I'm gonna pair it with some of the stuff I bought over this past month, because my Loungefly collection went from 1 to a lot. I think I have like 8 now. And then I have a pin haul. I did a bunch of pin trading this weekend and pin purchasing this weekend. So all this stuff should be in about the next week. So I'm gonna bring those to you. And then I also have some Disney Doorables to open. The Disney Doorables, I wasn't gonna get on that, but I've been having so much fun with the little Tsum Tsum blind bags that when I couldn't find any more and saw the Disney Doorables, I said, you know what, we're gonna try it. I love the little Disney things. Kind of see my background, how I've started collecting them. So I have a lot coming your way. Hopefully you will enjoy it. Hopefully you'll stick around. If you liked what you saw today and want to see these new fun things coming your way, hit subscribe, the bell button, make sure that you get notifications so that you know when I load a video, and have an absolutely fabulous day. Bye.